Your political advisors have tirelessly and patiently told us to not worry about the day-to-day horse race numbers in this race.
Right.
But with equal vigor, they've also said, look at the underlying numbers. Who has the advantage on the economy? Who is viewed as an agent of change? I'd like you to comment on a couple of events the last couple of days. In the Washington Post poll, you had a 19-point lead on economy over John McCain in June. It's down to 3 after the Republican convention. Similarly, you had a 32-point lead over McCain on change agent in June. That dropped to 12. Do you believe structurally this race has changed since the Republican convention, and if so, what are you going to do about it?
Well, I do think that what's changed is that the Republican Party, which had been trying to make an argument about experience, basically got off that and came to our field. And they realized that this is going to be a change election, and they want to have now a debate about who's going to change Washington and who's going to bring about policies that actually will make a difference in people's lives. That's a debate we welcome. That's the debate we wanted to have throughout this campaign. And it's true. I don't spend a lot of time looking at the ups and downs of the convention. I know that after our convention, we had a bump. After theirs, they get a bump. I think that what you're going to see settling in is that the race is going to be very close in most of the battleground states, which is really what matters. And what we're looking forward to is having a debate about how we're actually going to change Washington and who's best equipped to do it. And if that's the framework that's in voters' minds when they go into the polls in November, I believe that I can make a very persuasive case that Joe Biden and Barack Obama are better equipped to bring about change than the other ticket.
Last question.
The X factor in all this, of course, is Governor Palin joining the ticket. And in that same Washington Post ABC News poll, there was a 20-point swing of white women. It was +8 for you. Now it's +12 for McCain. Do you think that the addition of Sarah Palin to the Republican ticket has attracted women specifically because of her gender? Do you wish that you had asked a woman to be on your ticket? And what can you do to attract these women back?
You know, I just think that the notion that people are swinging back and forth in the span of a few weeks or a few days this wildly generally isn't borne out. I mean, these are the same polls that had me 20 down last summer that have swung wildly throughout this process. There is no doubt that Governor Palin attracted a lot of attention this week. She's been on the minds of all of you, and as a consequence, has been before the American people constantly for the last week, and has brought excitement to the Republican Party. There's no doubt about that. I think that what we're going to have to do is to see how things settle out over the next few weeks when people start examining who's actually going to deliver on the issues that people care about. You know, who's got an education plan that is going to improve the prospects for our children? You know, who's got a health care plan that is going to help a whole bunch of women out there who don't have health insurance? Who is better equipped to change the economy so that the average person who is working hard feels like they can get ahead and see their incomes rise? I mean, ultimately, those are the issues that I think are going to make the biggest difference in this race. But, you know, there's no doubt that, the Republicans are excited, particularly the right wing of the Republican Party is excited by Governor Palin's choice. I think that has less to do with gender than it has to do with her ideological predispositions, which are closely aligned to theirs. All right? I'll take one more. Go ahead, Lee.
Following that a little bit, you characterized McCain and Palin as trying to focus so much on their biography and not so much on the issues. But are you worried that seems to be getting some traction, their biography does seem to resonate a little bit?
You know, I guess one of the benefits of having run a 19-month race is that we have been through all kinds of twists and turns, which has been great for you guys. There's been a good story to write about. and there's always something new. And my general approach throughout this process has been not to worry about today's news or yesterday's polls, but to worry about what is it that where is it that I want to see the country? What is it that I'm trying to accomplish? What's the core message that would drive not only our campaign but also the country if I was elected? And I articulated that message at the convention, and I will continue to drive that message home over the next 2 months. And it's a message that says we are in serious times right now. We've got to make some serious decisions. We're going to have to make some serious decisions about how our tax code works. Is it going to work for those with the most, or is it going to work for ordinary Americans? We've got to make some serious decisions about energy. Are we going to transform the energy economy so that we are leading the way, or are we going to look backwards and continue with an energy policy that makes us dependent on foreign oil? Are we going to transform our education system, as I talked about today, so that our children can be competitive? Ultimately, the reason I'm running for president is because I think that we have to seize the moment and make good, tough decisions right now. And I'm offering a very specific set of plans in terms of I want to take the country. And I believe, I have confidence that the American people, when the dust settles, are going to want somebody who can offer a very clear vision for how we're going to get the country back on track. And my job is to make sure that I'm being as clear as possible.